Hello everyone. So we have seen how we can write a constructor for a class, and when we are creating the object of the class, how it can be used, we have seen in the previous video. Now we will see a little more examples, or a little more on the constructor before we move on to another topic. So now you understand the necessity of having a constructor, okay, according to your purpose, right? So you want to limit the scenario so that it doesn't break any requirement that we have in real world, okay? So a car cannot be created without a color and a number of fields, simply talking, okay? Excuse me guys. Okay, this is fine. So let's run this one quickly and just move on. All fine, right? So you can see the outputs coming here. Let me see whether I can take it up. Okay, nice. This is cool. Okay, keeping it this way, let's think about another scenario. Okay, let's say we want to create a scenario. Okay, when we are creating a car, okay, we create a color and wheels along with that. That is nice. But let's say there is an optional field. Okay, let's see this. There's an optional field. Let's say I'm just writing something, right? Let's say auto gear. Okay, some cars may have them, some cars may not have them, we don't know. But let's say I'm just giving you a requirement so that I can explain you a possible scenario. Okay, so let's say some may have, some may not have. That's just fine. Let's say if you have it, if you want to have it, still it has to be created on the creation of the car object. Okay, you cannot like if you want to have a car to be auto gear, you cannot create it later. You cannot create it later. I mean, at the very moment the car should either have it or not. That should be decided. Okay, here this is a different scenario where here, because no matter what, you should have a color and the wheel. No matter what, you should have the color and the wheel at the very moment. You can change them later. Okay, but auto gear you may have or you may not have, but you cannot change it later. I mean, if you are going to have, you should have at the very creation of the car. That means when you create the car, this option should be there if you want to have it. If you don't want to have it, you don't have to worry. This doesn't have to be created. Okay, you can only create with the color and the numbers. That means it doesn't have the auto gear. If you want to have the auto gear, you should create it at the very moment of the car. So here we have two problems. What? Some people want to create a car with only color and the number of wheels without auto gear. So they have to use this kind of constructor scenario. But some people want to create a car with an auto gear. So for that, here they have to add the auto gear as well. But according to us, this constructor, okay, this one, have only two parameters. We cannot break it, because if we break this, or if we change it, this will be affected, this scenario. I mean, when people are creating without auto gear, that will not be working. So what we can do? We should go for a new option. Okay, so we should give some people to create this way as well, and we should give the option for some people to create with the auto gear parameter as well, because it's people's option. Okay, so there is something we have to think of. Okay, that's okay. Anyway, so what I will do is I will do a scenario called constructor overloading. So this overloading kind of stuffs we will study later. Okay, but now just know the name. Okay, we can do this. What does this mean is I am going to write another constructor for this particular class. Okay, so you may ask, can a class can be more than one constructors? Yes, a class can have more than one constructor. That is possible. But the name is going to be car still, the constructor's name. That is a rule. Why? The name of the constructor should be the name of the class. That cannot be changed. So you are going to create another constructor. Okay, see this guys, with the same name. Okay, so you may ask, oh man, if you have the two constructor with the same name, how then the program will differentiate the scenario? Well, there's a way. Let's see. So the new constructor should have the color, number of wheels, and also the auto gear option. It is there. If it is there, we should have it. Okay, gotcha. So let's do this. Okay, guys. Okay, so let me see how I can do it. So first, what I will do is I will create a boolean. You know what the boolean is? Maybe I'm typing it in the wrong way. Okay, I'll create a boolean. The name is auto gear. It's an auto gear. Okay, so that's fine. Then I'm going to, we are going to let the user to pass it, right? Pass the value. Okay, whether this is true or not, or you want the auto gear or not. Okay, I'm going to let the user to pass the value. Yes, that's fine. Okay, then in this method, first I will have this. Obviously, we'll have the color of the car, string color, and the number of wheels, and also the auto gear option. So I'll say boolean auto gear. Okay, 3 parameters. So now you may see this car, this car constructor has 2 parameters. This car constructor has 3 parameters. Now, even though both car constructors have the same name, when the user is creating a constructor, okay, using a constructor with 2 parameters, string and integer, then the system will understand, he is using this constructor. And when the user is giving 3 parameters, a string, an integer, and a boolean with the car constructor, then the system will understand, he is using this constructor. Okay, so from the usage only, the system will understand which constructor you are going to use. You understand what I am talking? So there's a difference in the number of parameters here. Yeah, okay. So this will help to differentiate the constructor. So even though if they have same name, that is not a problem. You understand what I'm telling? Okay. So yes, that's fine. So this is called constructor overloading. You may have more than one constructors with the differentiation of this whatever these method parameters or method arguments. Is this called argument or parameter? I don't know. These variables, okay, the method, let's say the method parameters with the parameters. That is totally fine. So now how we can proceed further is, this is very easy, right? The same thing what you have done here is you are going to do. So first you will assign the color. This dot color is equal to color. Color. This dot wheels is equal to wheels. Sorry guys. And this dot auto gear. Okay. Is equal to auto gear. Okay. So you have successfully created a new constructor. Okay. So if I remove the boolean, okay, let's see. I'm just validating what I said now. Okay, I will remove the boolean. What will happen here? See here, there's a red dot. What is it? Duplicate method. That means they are talking about the duplicate constructor. So constructor is looking like a method, right? See, because it is saying both are same. Why? Same name and the same number of same type of parameters. You understand? So when the user is using them, calling a car constructor, we don't know whether the user is calling this constructor or this constructor. You understand? So you may have some the other functionalities also written in this constructor if you want. I'm sorry guys. I'm sorry guys, excuse me. Okay. So it is almost 10 minutes. I will continue in the next video guys. Just follow me up in the next video.